Alright guys, I'm making a follow-up video to my Tesla Star Radio review I did a few months ago in September. Had the unit for about 5 months now. One of the things that I'm noticing is the loss of GPS signal and my Wi-Fi signal I'm losing as well. So and when it's in there, it's very spotty. The Wi-Fi is weak and the GPS is drops in and out through various parts of the city. So looking at what we're doing, I'm gonna, as you see, I took everything apart. Don't get discouraged. I mean, it's actually a lot easier to take everything apart than it was to install this the first time. You literally just pop out the dash bezel with a opener, or you can use your hands, but recommend an opener just to keep from breaking any of your clips. Pop that out. You pop up your dash top here and you unscrew the 4 screws. 1, 2, and it's 2 at the bottom as well. And you have to get to those, you have to just loosen up your console. But like I said, it's very simple. It takes like maybe 10 minutes to do. One of the things that I noticed is just trying to troubleshoot before I went to buy another radio. Is why I could be losing signal. One of the things that I noticed is that a lot of OEM GPS units, they recommend putting it above the dash, or at least outside the vehicle, actually, like where your Sirius radio antenna is, so that way you got a clear view of the sky. When you look at installation videos of this radio with a lot of different vehicles, especially the Mustang here, they recommend you actually put it underneath here, underneath this top. So, I mean, as you can see, this is a solid surface, so there's no escaping there. So that could, I'm looking at it and saying that could possibly have been dropping out my reception. So what I'm looking at doing is taking that out, putting the unit actually up here maybe, and putting it there, just kind of, of course, route it a little better there, or running it along my, where I'm going to put the bezel back, and putting it in the A post up here, and just tucking the wires in there. So either way, I'm going to have a clear view of the sky everywhere I go, and that'll be a lot better than what I had. Second thing I noticed is my, and this went for my Wi-Fi antenna as well, that the connections were not in there correctly. So I disregarded a lot of the videos that said to not worry about hooking every single wire up, because you got plenty of wires in this harness that you're never going to use. I tried to hook everything up, the HDMI, the multiple cameras, everything, just to kind of say I did it. It's worthless. So because I hooked my HDMI up in particular, that was actually causing, that hooks up here, it was actually causing my Wi-Fi antenna to have to be pushed downward. So as you know, your Wi-Fi should always be facing upward, your antenna, to get the strongest possible signal. Otherwise, you risk the loss. So I looked at it, I unplugged the HDMI altogether. I'm not gonna use it. So I'm gonna take that, just route that guy back in. If I ever want to use it one day, I'm going to leave it here in case I ever do use it, but I'm not going to hook it back up at this moment. Same thing with my GPS antenna, which is right beside, is actually underneath the, this is the radio antenna, is underneath that. But that was actually when I went to kind of see if it was in there, I literally just pressed on it and it came out. So it was not tight at all in here. There it is right here, a better view of it. It was not tight in here at all. So, of course, make sure that is tight. Those two things. I just finished doing that a little while ago, so let's try to see what my reception looks like now. Before I button everything back up. Right now I got the antenna on the A post, so let's see what my GPS signal looks like. When at first I was getting none, so Let's go to settings, GPS monitor. Okay, it's looking better. Got a lot of green, still got a lot of dead spots in the okay, it's coming up a little better now. I mean, at first, literally, it was nothing. Everything that you see is green was all dark gray, like you see in some of the areas like 7 and 8 antenna. All of them were looking like that. So that's, of course, not good. So don't know which one fixed it. The good news is both are very quick fixes. You know, routing the antenna outside of the dash cover and making sure your antenna is tight. So just to look at it right quick, let's put it up here and see. Just seeing if there's any difference in signal from putting in the A post and putting it right in the center. Actually, it looks maybe like it might be a little, I don't know. You think it's a little weaker? Let's see. Keep a mental note of where all the green is. Let's route it back. I don't know. About the same, maybe. It's a little higher in a couple of places, a little lower in others. We'll see. Aesthetically, I actually prefer it more in the A post because it's kind of out of the way. Not gonna have to worry about, you know, seeing a wire, even a little bubble of a wire in there. So I don't know. We'll see. But if I run into any problems, let's just go one more time. So right now I have antenna 7, 8, and 14 and 22 that are out, or at least very low. Let's put you back in the center. Give it a couple of seconds to reflect. Okay. Yep. I mean, 22 is definitely more into the green, so maybe I will have to stick it in the center. So, of course, like I'm saying, I'm going to put it in the center and just put the cover back on it there. Probably put some tape down to make sure its tape is already a little bit of 3M sticky underneath it, but you might want to get a fresh piece depending on how long you've had it mounted underneath the pad. So, yeah, I'm probably going to do that. Stick with that. I mean, I'm happy. This should definitely give me enough signal to go around without a lot of GPS loss. And if I have any other issues, I will post another video. Thanks, guys.